Right. I'm going to start off with playing a little game which we developed ourselves in-house. It's an ice-breaking game, and some of our helpers here is going to distribute the cards to you. I'm going to read out the rules of the game. It's very easy. It's ice-breaking. So anyways, how to play. I think some of you might be getting it very soon. I'm going to wait for another 30 seconds. Has everybody got a card already? Not quite. Anyways, so it's on the slide here. How to play is each take one card. Play with the person sitting next to you. Probably someone that you know or someone that you don't know. It doesn't matter. And then the third part is decide on who goes first. Maybe the boy or the girl or the left or the right. Read out the questions, not too loudly because we don't want to disturb other people sitting next to you. And then answer the question. Try to be as honest as possible, though you probably won't, in a way. We've tried it many times. The fifth part is best not to think, just let it out. Just be as naked as possible. Just share. And, well, there's no point scoring. Everybody wins. So anyways, I'll give you guys 3 minutes, and I'm just going to chill out here. So begin, please. Okay, 1 minute to go. 1 minute. Thirty seconds. All right, time's up. Time's up. Wow, it's great. Thank you. Thank you very much for participating in this little game that we developed in-house. As you can see, many people are still talking, right? So that means we're doing something right. Now, this is a game we developed in-house. It's called Bilibala. If you're from Hong Kong, you precisely know what Bilibala is, right? We believe everybody, well, no matter you're Chinese, English, or whatever, you love to share. And this is exactly that we're doing. We are a fashion brand. It's called Amenpapa. We use fashion as a platform, clothing mainly, and crossover with Bible to spread God's love. These are some of our, photo shoots, earlier images. Why are we here? We're actually here because we believe there is a spiritual thirst seen through the popular culture all over Asia, especially in Taiwan, in Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong. As you can see, some of the pop stars like Sammi Cheng, Vanness in Taiwan, they issue gospel albums. And also, there's a market need for deeper meaning. How often do you see a product that has a soul? Every piece of our product, we actually have originated from a story from the Bible, and basically we either illustrate it through graphic print or just words. So and typically at the back of the shirt we always have the actual Bible verse, which is spreading God's love. And you've seen, I'm sure many of you have seen in a lot of big shows, cultural events as well as church events. There are over like 40,000 people turning up. Basically, we want to use fashion as a platform to spread the message of joy. It's very important that we tell the stories and spread God's love. Our brand personality, we are, tons of joy, being bold, and having depth. Actually, the fourth one, that in Cantonese, we always say that we're not leung, so we're not very low tou, right? So that's what we do. When did we start? We actually started in 2010. At that time, both my partner and I, Jeff is also here, we actually run an architectural and interior design firm. I'm a surveyor myself, he's an architect, and together now, with another partner, Selena, we started Amenpapa. We never knew this could turn out to be a real business, with over 40 outlets and 4 of our own stores. When we first started, it was a weekend hobby. We never knew that it would turn out to be something like this. Anyway, so now we're into our 10th season, with the fall-winter 2014 collection coming very soon. What do we sell? We sell mainly 80% women's wear, 20% menswear with 6 or 7 styles of kids wear. So we have t-shirts, sweater, cardigan, fashionable tops, vests, well, you name it, the whole collection pretty much. Dress, shirts, suit jacket, military jacket, leggings, the full collection, men's and women. We also, a couple of seasons ago, we started having kids wear, and these are my 3 kids. Aren't they cute? So they become my models as well. We also have an accessories line selling gift sets like tote bags, clutch, scarves, cap, earrings, necklace. And we also, recently introduced our lifestyle products because, spreading God's love is not just with fashion as in clothing. We can spread it all across different products, like, home products as well as lifestyle products. So we have mugs, badges, table mats, coasters, umbrellas. And the card game that you've just played, this is the packaging, Bilibala. And tattoo stickers as well. Where are we? In 2012, after 2 years of doing wholesale business, we actually, took a big step, and we found our first flagship store in Tsim Sha Tsui, Silver Court. This is some of the images. I'm just going to flip through it quickly because I've got quite a few slides to go. We also, in Harbour City, LCX, also in Tsim Sha Tsui, and also Langham Place in Mong Kok, and APM in Kwun Tong. Last year, back in September last year, we actually have our first store in Shanghai as well. These are some of our distributing partners. We mainly sell through Bauhaus, Cocktail Select Store, Harvey Nichols, True Blue, and also in China, Cocktail as well, and also Galeries Lafayette in Beijing. Right, these are some of the images. I'm just going to flip through it quickly. We are so blessed that we have many of the pop, local, and also Chinese, as well as Taiwanese artists supporting our brand. Sammi Cheng, Jay Chou, and Vanness, you know, so on and so forth. I'm just going to flip through it quickly. And these are some of the images from our opening of our Tsim Sha Tsui store. Vanness actually came to our store. Sammi being one of our supporters, she, you know, on and off, like on stage and off stage wearing them. One of the most encouraging, sorry, not discouraging, one of the most encouraging factor for us is that a lot of the pop artists, actually we don't sponsor them, so to speak. I mean, they come into our shop and they buy them. That means they really love our products and love what we're doing. And this is really encouraging for us. I'm just going to flip through them quickly. Right, how do we brand ourselves? We collaborated with Vanness and we designed some t-shirt collections, as well as tote bags, as well as we work with his music company, Universal Music, and sponsor the album's gift, which is a tote bag, and also sponsor his fan club in China with a clutch. We also worked with Emperor Music. This is an album issued 2.5 years ago, which is a gospel album. And surprisingly, they won the year-end music award in Hong Kong. So we sponsor their photo shoot and clothing as well. We also sponsor another, you know, talk show called Jay Chou. And occasionally we do have cross collaborations with local designers, and this is one of them. Mei Sum is a very good and famous, you know, very talented illustrator in Hong Kong, and these are some of the designs that we've worked with her. In our shops, we also are, you know, selling exclusive products, you know, from Vanness Wu's collection, and some of the products from Berlin. In terms of press, we've pretty much, you know, for the past 3-4 years, very blessed that we're in most of the magazines and, you know, fashion magazines as well as newspapers, you know, have extensive coverages on our brand. Again, I'm just going to flip through quickly. Right, going to our second part of my presentation. At Amenpapa, we believe these 5 key successful elements. We just want to share with you, and it's a fantastic, you know, presentation that I've just heard from Grace. It's so inspiring, and we are actually doing pretty much a lot of similar things. Right, the 5 key elements which we believe are working well for us are, you know, creativity, partnership, storytelling, property, and also positive culture within our firm. I'm just going to slightly go into it about the creativity side. This is quite unique, I would say, within a Hong Kong company, or even within a lot of companies around the world, because as I mentioned, Jeff and I'm a surveyor, Jeff is an architect. We are good at building construction buildings, design buildings and interior spaces. So automatically, our in-house team, we already have an architect and interior designer in the team. And not just a few interior designers, well, not just one interior designer, we have a few interior designers. And we also have visual merchandising designer, we have furniture designer, fashion designer, as well as graphic designer. So you can see there's a wide spectrum of design creative under one roof, which I believe it's one of the key elements of our success, because we can create a lot of things which you've just seen, you know, throughout my presentation. This is something that is unique to us, and it's very important. Some of the images, our earlier collection, you know, on fashion design. And then these are some of our graphic design work. some of the EDMs. This one on the right, I actually love it very much. It's our Christmas EDM, who will last till the end. It's Jesus or Santa Claus, so it's quite funny. Some other graphic designers' work. We applied them on T-shirts or on our shirts, as well as tote bags, and also our products as well. And then architecture and interior design. We design pretty much everything in-house, including the tables, furnitures, the layout, everything. As I just mentioned, furniture as well. These are some of the visual merchandising design. Right, another important element is the partnership. We have three brains, and we're very diverse. Jeff being the architect, I being the surveyor and project manager, Selena being the marketing expert. So that's why good things can come out from our three brains. Another successful element is that we're all about storytelling. It's so important in our blood, in our DNA with Amenpapa. We call ourselves, we don't call them selves, we call them storytellers, because every piece of our product do have a story to tell. So when customers walk in to our shops, our storytellers are required, in a way, to tell them stories. And if you just look at these two images, the first one with the kind of a dining table, we call this a Last Supper table with 12 dining sets. So, and then on the right-hand side, the image is, this is actually a side profile of a Bible, but we're using it as our cashier. So we're never shy of telling stories. And then clothing is our typical product. We have, illustrate the Bible story with prints, and then the Bible verse at the back. We even have like receipts, telling stories. And then this is a shopping bag. Inside of the shopping bag, we also have stories to tell. And then lifestyle products, as you've seen earlier, with the packaging. And then on the right-hand side is our bag for the clothing. Again, stories to tell. We also conducted many workshops, such as cap workshop, tote bag workshops, cushion workshops. These are very important later on. I can elaborate further. And then we are one of the very few fashion brands that did a fashion brand together crossover with a drama show. And this was our drama show last year, which happened at the French Club. It was a great success and received a lot of very positive media attention as well. Right, on to this part. This is the property side. A lot of my friends and a lot of friends from DC as well, they actually want me to talk a bit more about the property side, because how can a little brand or a known brand like us can get into top, most cutthroat areas, the top areas, most expensive areas of Hong Kong shopping malls? Actually, there are no tricks in a way, but I'm just sharing our story to you. This is actually a study that I found from CBRE Research. It's their sort of a quarterly report on the world's retail rental. Although this is only comparing the high street prime retail rents, but this actually is a very good reflection of the general rental, even in shopping malls in Hong Kong. Kind of unfortunately to us, Hong Kong is ranked #1 for the past 2 years. So that means we Hong Kong brands are, just have to stick with the high rental values here in Hong Kong. We're actually 3 times more expensive than London, surprisingly. I really can't believe it when I saw this. But anyway, it's just reflecting how high the rental it is, how difficult it is to do business in Hong Kong. And yet, even if you talk to a lot of developers like Wolf, Sun Hung Kai, if you want to get into their prime shopping malls, there is a queue of about 2 to 3 years. That's quite standard in a way. So that's when we first approach them, wanting to get maybe a corner shop, it was almost impossible. So anyways, I would like to share more about how we got the foot into the door. Basically, you need to understand, Hong Kong's developers' requirements. They are very professional in a way. Although there were many negative publicity about Hong Kong developers or Hong Kong rents being too high, but in a way, from a business point of view, we are experiencing that the developers are very, very professional, and at the same time, they do the reason why they can command such a high rental in their shopping malls is because they, in a way, can bring in customers, and you can survive. You can do okay if you have a good brand yourself. So they do have the crowd, so that's why we're surviving. We're doing okay. Most important thing is for us, we actually we did attempt to go into the top tier shopping mall like Harper City, but then we couldn't get in because we were unproven. So we went into the second tier shopping mall, but at the same time, just in very prime location like Canton Road. And then for us to knock onto the doors directly to developers is actually quite hard as well. So we were lucky that we got international retail agencies helping us to liaise with the developer, because they actually know all of them. All the international agencies know all of the developers, all the relevant people. So of course, with our design talents, we prepare a very good presentation. And I think Jeff and I could both present quite well as well. So we basically knocked on many doors and together with the international agencies. So the main aim is to at least get into the door first to show your brand concept. Because without a physical store, the developers won't be able to tell how good you are or what your brand stories are. So, and then once we got our store, we demonstrated our retail concept and market it well. Why I'm saying this market it well is that we conduct a lot of workshops, PR events at the store, so that we get a bit more press coverage. So it really helped when you see the next batch of developers. They see you have marketing exposure. They see that you're here for good. It's important because they actually think that you can probably do well in the malls and bring in more customers, shoppers into their malls. And then, as I said, we regularly update developers, about our latest happenings, our brand development, all the news, so that to keep in close contact with them, so that when they have the next space available or next tenants, the tenants moving out, we could potentially get in. So last but not least, this is something that we always struggle, because once you have your first store, it's actually not so difficult anymore to get potentially the second store. Maybe not in the best locations, but in a way you could get into some of the top malls that you wish to get into. But you've got to be very careful, because the rental is so high. And for a brand like us, we've got only 4 of our own stores. We have to make every store a success, meaning we can't just have one store just doing marketing or branding, but it's not making profit. So it's not workable for us. So we have to do a lot of research and be very careful in getting into any new locations. After all, developers want you to do well, and so of course they look at your turnover rent and everything. That's pretty much on the property. Last but not least, our company, we do have a very strong positive culture in the company. All 3 of us are Christians, and we have a very strong Christian culture within the company. We're young, energetic, and joyful all the time. So as you can see in some of the images, our staff are really quite happy working for us. We do push them, but this is something that we do. We believe that we've got to train them well and create a very good and pleasant environment for our staff to work with us. that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leo. I'm going to kick off the questions with, when was the last time you felt really nervous?
Yesterday, not today actually, yesterday when I was finalizing my presentation. It was, there were just so many things to share, and I had to narrow it down from 150 slides to about 100. So.
And I'll adapt this one slightly. Say one thing about the company to shock the other players.
Say one thing, sorry?
About your company to shock the other players. I'm adapting your questions.
Right. That's a tough one. To shock the players. Actually, you got me. Yeah, play my cards. Then you'll be shocked. Yeah.
Sorry, in all seriousness. Are there any questions on the floor before I ask any other stupid questions? Yes, one over back here, please.
Can you tell us, are you first and foremost a fashion brand or a religious brand? And can you tell us an instance where staying true to that one idea has had to make you compromise the other?
We are certainly a fashion brand with Christian messages, with messages from the Bible. And there were many incidences that we had to choose whether profit comes first or storytelling comes first. There's no question about it. It's always storytelling comes first, because we believe what we're doing is so true and so valuable that once we have a good product, we have our stories to tell, and the quality is good, which we're improving all the time, people will buy. So it's just a matter of there's no sort of choosing if you compare storytelling or profit comes first. But of course, I mean, there are some occasions that you really have to take a view about let's say, going into a new store location, because it's a make or break. If I go into a shop that I lose money, then it's going to drag the others down. So it is quite tough in a way. But if there are questions that are that simple in a way, like storytelling comes first or profit comes first, is always storytelling.
Here we go. Sorry, this one over here.
Leo, hi. Thanks for this card, which I enjoy playing. And let me read you what's on my card. If you were to stay at a certain age forever, what age would you choose? My friend here can bear testimony that I mentioned 45. Right. And he asked me why 45. I said 45 is a time when you have some experience, but not too old. And this is a source of inspiration hearing from you, because you have a profession. And then you get into a new business as a startup, midway through your career. Yeah. What I'm interested in your story is the earlier part, when the three of you, right, the founders, as a garage team, what do you actually do when you develop this as a hobby before it fly off as a business?
Well, initially, when we first started, it was just, I remember Jeff, my partner, and also his wife, and also invited one graphic designer, which is now our graphic design head. She was still working for another company at that time. We gathered around in our previous office, and just on a Saturday afternoon, and just started thinking about just making T-shirts with the prints. Only just simple printing, and there are about 10 styles only. And we never thought that it could turn out to be like this, as I said. And at that time, it was just we wanting to start a weekend hobby, really, to spread God's love. So it wasn't intended, to be honest with you. It wasn't intended. And then when we first launched our first collection, the market actually had quite a bit of noise. And some of the distributors now we're working with, actually, we approached them, some of them, and some actually approached us. So we were thinking, oh, this could really turn into a business. Then we started, investing more money and hire our first 2 staff, full-time staff. And at that time, we were in a warehouse, not even in an office. It was a residential building, a warehouse next, well, just above the car park. So it was a little room, and we were there for a year. So it was quite a story in a way. Yeah, thank you.
Did you realize when you started that you were going to stumble upon something that seems to have taken off? Or was it just a surprise when it took off as much as it did?
For the first 6 months, it was a surprise. Then afterwards, it was our entrepreneurship, because we being running our own architectural and interior design firm. I mean, we are bosses ourselves and entrepreneurs ourselves. So we wanted to make it work. We wanted to turn this into a real business, and we hire, keep on hiring people. Yeah.
So what do you think is your biggest challenge in scaling this even further?
The biggest challenge is rental.
Is rental?
Rental, opening shops, because it's economies of scale. Once you start your retail business, you have 1 shop. We still sell the 100-odd SKU. When you have 10 shop, you only the increase is only the sales. You put very little effort, but you can have your 10 shops. So in a way, is to strike a balance, meaning we still have to open up a few more shops in order to make it like a business, more viable, I would say.
And do you think this has legs in the international market as well?
We are actually in Taiwan. Taiwan, Bauhaus is our distributors, and exclusive distributor. And so we're doing quite well in Taiwan. We are hoping to go to other countries like Korea, Singapore, or even internationally, like outside of Asia. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any, okay, there's a question over here.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
As your brand said, it's about Christian or spread the love of God. So do you at the end have any return back to the Christian or return back to the church, whatever things, after you do the brand, or just the brand of the image of this?
Yeah, we actually sponsor, J Network, which is a Christian network by one of the pastors, which is quite famous, Lam Yi Lok. So these are the things that we do. We also conduct a lot of workshops, to even drama workshops for a lot of our friends. Yeah, we do give back, but not in a big portion because we are still growing and investing. So I wouldn't say we are very profitable. We're just surviving at the moment. So.
Any questions that I've missed? Any questions that I've missed? Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Questions that I missed? Oh. So I have a final question for you then, Leo, if I may. Yep. You talked a lot about storytelling and your staff being storytellers. Yep. How does that actually manifest itself beyond what you write on or what you display on the products? How do your staff act as storytellers?
Well, we have training, regularly, once a week actually, to our storytellers, because every piece of our product do tell a story, so they have to be very familiar with the different stories. So we give them training, and of course, the uniqueness of our brand is that not everybody is Christian within our firm. Our sales manager, she's actually a devoted Christian. So in a way, for her to train the staff is actually quite straightforward and easy.
Okay. Time's up. There you go. Thank you very much, Leo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.